Welcome guys to the Turborix quick teardown of this programmable 6-channel remote. What I can say about this real quick is that I found it to be pretty easy to, pretty cool and pretty easy to disassemble. It's, I'm guessing, a Chinese remote control, but
not quite sure.
Far as I can see, it's very similar to the Fly Sky series of these things. You only need to remove 4 screws in the back, which I think is fantastic. There isn't like a gazillion screws that you need to remove in order to get down to the meat and potatoes of the machine. The only thing that I don't particularly like about this remote is that you need a total of 8 batteries to power it. That I think is a little bit overkill these days when there's a lot of remotes that require half the amount of batteries to run. But it does have a lot of features that I didn't have on my previous remote, so that's cool. And I really like the ease of being able to disassemble this thing. So from that perspective, it is really not cheap. So one thing that you need to know about this thing is to remove it without breaking it, you want to grab it from this part here first, and then it'll give a little bit of a struggle here. So don't force it, whatever you do, just lift it and it comes straight off. Now be careful, don't just yank it off, because there's a cable right here, and the cable is what connects up here to the batteries, and it's pretty easy to remove if you want to, like that. Easy breezy operation. Now in here you see you've got the controls for up and down, and this one only has one little thing here, this little spring, which brings the thing back into place. And on here, to set this position, there's this kind of like gear shaped thing that rubs against this so that it can stay in place. On the other side instead, you have 2 springs for the motion up and down. You see the springs are this one here, and there's one here. Also straightforward to remove this part here. There's only 1 screw, which is also nice. So not a whole lot of maintenance if you want to take this apart. I'll show you what's underneath. And I won't go into much detail further than that, because
you don't know that much.
I don't need to do anything like that. I may decide to power this thing with less batteries or whatnot, but that's probably the only thing I might do with this, because it's perfect just the way it is. And I'm glad that they did a good job with the cable management in here too, which is kind of tricky, but also a lot of companies don't do that very well. So I'm glad that they did a good job here. So when I remove the part below that I just did, what's going to happen is this part here will pop out. So don't freak out, because this thing needs to come off. It's for the on and off switch. Anyway, I'll show you how that's done. Grab it here, and again, with all these machines, always go gently as you remove stuff, and then you're able to see everything that's in there, all the wiring, so on and so forth, and the LED that turns on, and this is the power switch that is connected to the button that falls out from the other side, and it's easy to put back in, so don't worry about that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You get to see what's inside this cool remote, and I'll have future videos on this remote and how well it does once I have the 8 batteries. Anyway, see you in the next video.